Salutations, dear classes from across the world. This is your host, Shiv from the Shadow, here with the first episode of the Exploration series, and this is going to be sort of like a clan visit episode. Here we got Terps Win Big from the Archer Queen Conference Minion Division taking on Midwinters from the Golem Division in the Barbarian King Conference in Week 5 of the CWL. CWL stands for Champions War League, that is an international clan war league created by the members of Clash of Clans Elite War community. It consists of 32 teams divided equally between the Barbarian King Conference and the Archer Queen Conference. It is the premier league for skilled chiefs interested in competing at high level of gameplay within the popular mobile strategy game Clash of Clans. It would consist of a 13-week regular season, with each conference being split into 4 divisions, each with 4 teams. At the conclusion of the regular season, 6 teams from each conference, 4 division winners and 2 wildcard teams advance to the playoffs, a single elimination tournament culminating in a final war. Played between the champions of the BKC and the AQC, stands for the Barb King Conference and the Archer Queen Conference. So we are here at the 18-hour mark, and the war setup is like 4 Town Hall 11s, 9 Town Hall 10s and 17 Town Hall 9s on both sides. Looks like we had a few initial failures with the Town Hall 9s trying to 2-star those Town Hall 11s, while Midwinters has already 3-starred most of our Town Hall 9s and even pulled off a 3-star attempt at one of our bottom Town Hall 10s. So let's take a look at an AQ Wargo Rattle attack from Dragon hitting on DOS Jr. Starts in with the baby dragon falling at 12 o'clock, which gives me an intuition that he wants his Archer Queen to circle the base in an anti-clockwise fashion. The AQ goes in at 11, and the first target is to get the opposing Archer Queen taken care of. The Queen is gonna work her way down to 8 o'clock, where she would meet the main kill squad. The King goes in at 8, and the baby dragon at 7:30 is trying to push the heroes inside the core. A heavy beefy kill squad of ballers and rounds makes their way to a jump spell, and then they would get access to the core. Poison spell receives the CC troops, and look at those Hog Riders coming in with a 2-finger deployment onto that Wizard Tower, and then they would make their way around the whole perimeter of the base, taking down defense by defense, while the defenses are distracted by the kill squad in the core. He's trickling in archers and minions from the sides to help clean up, but look at what's left. Tons of Hog Riders, ballers, baby dragons, Vals, and even his Archer Queen at full health to engage the remainder of the base. Beautiful raid by Dragon, getting the 3-star for the TWB community. So we do have a few more Town Hall 9 triples, but we would have a look at number 12 going on number 4. So this is Berserker Town Hall 10 going up against Showtime at Town Hall 11 with the Dragon Loon Zap Quake Army, 3 Rage spells. We will have to see what he does and how he does it. Uses a Quake to soften the Town Hall and the Eagle Artillery, and going in with a Naked Royale Walk at around 12, aiming at the first air defense. Uses a Giant and Wall Breakers to make the entrance. The King does walk around for a while, but finally enters back into the compartment to engage the enemy BK. The first air defense is gone, and he Zapquakes the other one, so the Dragons can make their way to the Town Hall without getting struck by any air defenses. Shoots a baby drag at 2 o'clock and 4 regular-sized dragons to create the right-hand side of the funnel. The heroes already have funneled the left part of the base. Now when he would shoot his regular dragons, they would have no other option but to head straight to the core of the base and get the Town Hall. The dragons are permanently raised when they get the Eagle down and the Town Hall down, but now it's a battle of the percentage. He just manages to get the bare minimum needed. Their Inferno is really melting down those dragons in the core. Surely this is not a deed for the soft-hearted. 50% in the back, really nice job by Berserker. Freeze a Town Hall 11 attack who can dip down to clean a Town Hall 10. Next up we have a Stone Hobo attempt coming from Will. Look at the nice and white funnel he gets with those wizards and the Hog Rider that is taking down the mortar to prevent golems from staying around. Beautiful Hog Rider that. Jump spell should be leading the troops to the first expo compartment, and in goes the Royals and the Ballers, but the Ballers choose to walk around, and the reason is he does not create the secondary funnel for the Ballers. Second jump to get the King into the second compartment, but all of his troops are walking around the base and things are not looking good at this point. He readjusts his plan and holds his Hog Riders and a heal as the Queen steps up to engage the Wizard Tower farm at the northern side of the base. Decides to deploy all of them with a single flick to keep them together, and uses the heal to get away with the point defenses, the X-bow, the Archer Tower, all that stuff, Well, the Queen does a heroic job of cleaning all the visitors. A massive value for his Queen, and the Hogs end up beating on the double Tesla formation. So this is the power of the Stone Herbo. Things were not looking great into this attack. Failed his funnel, created a nice red funnel, but does not create the secondary funnel. So the Queen and the Wizards and the Ballers, they go straight around, one to the right, one to the left, but ends up with a 3-star. Oh, we got Flip Cracker attacking Free State with a Gola Loon live, and guess what? We missed the whole raid. Let's go back and look at the replay. Look at the score, 28-67 at the 12-hour mark. Midwinters is scoring quickly, trying to pressurize Terps Win Big to retreating, but Terps Win Big isn't gonna retreat. We still have many of our attacks holded, and the Freshet crew is doing their job to clean the town hall mines. Makes a shot at entry straight into the Queen's compartment, and if those ballers take that jump, they would get the ability to access all those 4 A defenses. Rages things in the core, and look at the annihilation caused by those ballers right now. Destroying everything that is coming into their way. All A defenses down at this point, and starts with the second phase of the attack, trying to circle the base around with the loons in an anti-clockwise deployment. Comes in so heavily onto the Tesla farm at 6 o'clock and has a poison for the Skelly trap. Shoots a backhand loon onto the Archer tower and a Wizard tower, and still has a heal left for his main group of loons. He uses it as the loons approach the Wizard tower and absolutely crushing this base. Clean up troops on all sides, really nicely executed by Flip. Even has a swag ace as well. We are at the 8-hour mark and the score is 40-70. We have cleaned most of the town hall lines, if not all. Now let's look at some of the town hall line rates again. We got just a sitting Coin War Pro with an AQ Walk HP, follows his Queen so that she goes anti-clockwise and poisons the defending Queen, and now the defending Queen is gone. It was a short Queen Walk as the Queen finally rejoins with the PB squad. Poison to engage the CC, and nice work funneling these ballers. All of these troops take that jump except one baller, but one baller is always going to be an exception. Starts in with the Hog Rider phase now. So while the ballers are rigging things in the core right now, he shoots a few Hog Riders onto the Wizard tower that was left unhit or unhurt or undestroyed by the kill squad. Uses a heal for the Tesla farm and going in with a semi-surgical kind of hog deployment. That means he's using a main group of Hog Riders that consists of a ton of Hog Riders, and he's then sprinkling in a few Hog Riders onto the main group from the sides of the base. Now, he did heal his Hog Riders through the back end defenses, but looks like the skeleton traps are wrecking those Hog Riders out. So his Peckers and his hero squad has to, beat through those storages and those trash buildings, but they finally get the job done, and this was not even a race against time. So 40-70 is the score, and we have got a couple of 11s to start. The top Town Hall 10 to start, but let's look at a Town Hall 9 raid on a Town Hall 10. So this is number 27 Beefy hitting on number 12 American. He has a few minions to clear those builder huts and goes in with 2 golems, a queen, and a few wizards. Look at his aim right now. He's only aiming for the 2-star and the high percentage, so he works his way around in a manner that he does not have to deal with many defenses. Reason why he does not use any wall breakers in this attack. Just look, one jump, no wall breakers. Even does not try to go inside the base at his first entry. So a baby dragon coming in at 9 o'clock and a baby dragon at 6 o'clock to create the funnel for his second kill squad that comprises of 2 golems, a king, few wizards, and a ballers. Jump spell to make entry into the first inferno compartment, and he has to engage the CC now. Ballers do walk around a bit, but it is working really fine for him. Even reaches those ballers up for extra percentage points, but he has to deal with the CC baby dragon. So we have a little bit of baby dragon versus baby dragon action coming on. And guess what? Who's gonna win? The baby dragon, the friendly one, gets like 71. He gets 71 percentage. And look at 3 X-bows, 1 inferno, 3 Teslas, wizard towers, archer towers, all of that stuff alive. Looks like they got one more star by 2-starring one of our Town Hall 10s, but check this out. We have Terps from Terps Win Big going up against number 1 Tommy from Midwinter, so 9 attacking 1 with a mass baller rate. People said that after the baller nerf, ballers are gonna be extinct and mass ballers are going to be a thing of the past, but is that so? Well, Terps is gonna prove it here now. He's using 3 groups of ballers, 2 groups to create the funnel at 10 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. 2 groups to create the funnel and 1 main group of ballers and his heroes to go inside the base and get the town hall. Took him only 68 seconds to 2-star this completely maxed out base. Well, he's just proved that it only takes a minute to win it. Terps pulling off a heroic job by 2-starring number 1. So here comes the Town Hall 11 attack we were talking about. Mr. Smiley, the leader of Terps Win Big, going against the Town Hall 10, a dip attack to 3-star, going with the baller witch combination. Uses a few ballers to create the left and right flanks and a ton of ballers with their Zoyas going to the core of the base. Eternal Tome to deal with the first Inferno, poisons for the CC, all that stuff is self-explanatory. Uses the freeze spell for the back end Inferno. It's only about taking the second Inferno. If he gets that done, this looks like an overkill, and really, guess what? An archer tower to defend against the whole world. That archer tower is not gonna survive, and the queen gets the cannon, so everything is looking fine. It's only about queen trash right now, and looks like he's got it because 1 minute is still remaining. Credits to Smiley for that, and we have got another live attack. Dragon going against Noxy from Midwinter, 17 going up against 15, and an AQ walk go Wahoo this time. Starts in with that queen walk from 9 o'clock, a wizard and a baby dragon and a minion go in to create the funnel for the queen and make her head clockwise. So this is the first AQ walk we are seeing in today's video, that the queen is actually heading clockwise. It rages the queen up to fasten or to hasten the process while it takes time to deal with the lava hound. So rages the queen and decides that okay, it's a Town Hall 9, I do not need to say the rage all that. I'm just joking, but anyway, poison to deal with the enemy queen, and the queen is beating trash right now. Let's check out what is going with the kill squad. The king, Waltz and a few ballers. So Bamboo kill squad making their entry from the bottom of the base. The jump spot would provide them access to both of the expos, but would they even stay alive to get the second expo? Actually, what happens is most of the ballers walk around. So this is something you need to take care about. You need to create that secondary funnel for the ballers. I would explain it in a later video. I mentioned that already. He uses the heal on the Hog Riders while they deal with the bomb tower death damage, but looks like the Hog Riders are gone, absolutely demolished by those skelly traps. The queen is still continuing her walk. He still has ballers alive, would get the 3-star. Nice attack by Dragon, but pointers are use your heals on your kill squads and try to send your ballers in. Try to create the secondary funnel and send your ballers in. 4671 at the 7-hour mark. We'll go back into the shadows and we'll be back when we will have a few more attacks to show. 55 to 71 at the 5-hour timer. Terps Win Big is slowly but surely catching up to Midwinters at this moment. All of the Town Hall 9s triple, a few Town Hall 10s triple by Town Hall 11 dip attacks, and all of except one Town Hall 11 2-star. Terps pulling off a 2-star against Malcolm and Tyser from Midwinters. Pretty much the plan is same and similar to what he did in his last attack. 3 groups of ballers, 2 to create the left and right funnels for the main group that is going into the core and getting the Town Hall. The opposing dragon does stay alive for almost the whole raid before the archer queen finally takes it down. I would not be available to record like the last 15 or 20 minutes of war. It would have been fun if I would have done that, but it would be 4 AM in my country and I would be asleep. So I apologize. Let's check the score. 78 to 84. Credits to Midwinters for pulling off this win. And the difference was the success rates of the Town Hall 11 dip attacks. We had some initial failures with the leader of crew trying to repel those 9s at the TWB. But overall, I would give a huge shout out to TWB. They had been cooperative, they greeted me, they warmly welcomed me into the clan. I told them I want to make a video, they said, go ahead and we'll support you. They were polite, they were not like the other elite war clans that are filled with an air of arrogance and pride. So a huge shout out to them. Be sure to check them out. I would include a link to their official site in the description below. Really love the friendly environment I received from the TWB community, but look at the raid from Fast Cars Forever going against Wolfball to end this video. What could have been better than an HBBB attack? An AQ charge goes in from the top of the base to create half of the cycle funnel for those king and those peggers, which are going to come in, and ballers. This time what I love is that the ballers create their own funnel and go inside the base. The CC pulls out a poison to receive it, actually double poison to receive it. He has 11 hog riders and a heal for those hog riders. But he actually comes in from the front side of a few defenses. Doesn't hit distracted defenses this time. He says, I have the heal, I have those hog riders, and I will smash this base. So goes in from the front side of that archer tower and the cannon, but absolutely smashing this base at this point. All the defenses are gone. The skeleton traps were a bit of a threat, but no big deal for the Fast Cars Forever as he wraps up with this 3-star. So once again, thank you Terps Win Big, and thank you Mr. Smiley. That wraps up today's episode of the CWL Week 5. I hope you guys liked the content today, and thank you for sticking to the end of this video. This is your host, Shiv from the Shadow, taking your leave. Bye bye for now.